First, I drew my birds that I could take from here, make them objects, and insert them into whatever I want. Here they are all together. I can just select one of these and tell the app to make it an object. The tricky thing is if I don't combine the layers before doing that, whatever I put it into will also be separated into individual layers. I want it to be one movable object. So I've got a simple square that will be the outline of the background. This is going to be the sky that the birds will fly around in. For some reason, this orange really stuck out to me and I went with it. So fill in the inside of the square and now we have a neat looking orange square. When I exported the birds, I exported them as PNGs with a transparent background so I get just the bird. Now I'm placing the birds in a flight pattern here, starting in the bottom left corner and going to the top right corner. And these are the other set of the birds going in the opposite direction. And here are the two flight patterns all together. I will be exporting individual pictures to make a hand-drawn stop motion. This is my outline for the first face I drew. Everything except the eyes and the triangles under the eyes is free-handed. Next, I fill in his goggles. I wanted everything for the faces to be grayscale. Then I filled in the triangles and added some shadow lines on the goggles. Then I went in with a darker gray and filled in the circle around his eyes. I put in some dark shadows at the bottom of his goggles to make it look like they're sitting up off his face just a bit. I also added some drop shadows under the eyes. Next, I put in cream white highlights in the goggles to give them some more dimension. Everything is grayscale. Now to get to the face, first thing is putting a bold shadow on the left side of the face and the slightest difference in gray for a shadow under and above the goggles. For the actual skin fill, I'm doing a light, cool gray that contrasts nicely from the goggles and the shadows. And the final touch on this face is some dark gray to help bring out the lines and textures on the forehead. This is my outline for face number 2. It's pretty similar to the first face in its textures and structure. Just like the last one, I'm filling in the area around the eyes with dark gray. The triangle on the chin is also getting filled in. I'm choosing another light, cool gray for the skin fill here. Then I'm adding a drop shadow underneath the eyes in black. Then I'm adding dark gray to accent the lines on his cheeks and around his eyes. Next are highlights around the mouth lines to soften them up a bit. Then adding more dark gray to make the inner mouth lines pop and the lines under his eyes pop as well. I added a warm gray shadow where the temples on his head would be. Next is filling in his hat with a warm dark gray and adding shadows on it to make it sit nicely with the rest of him. This is the person outline that I will change to white so we can see it on a black background when I export it as a transparent PNG. I've adjusted the color so you can see it kind of. And then I'll do the same thing with the hands outline, as well as the poem, the line, a film by Remy Styrk, my patron recognition, and then my website, of course, and copyright, and the film title. Part 2 of how I actually edited the final film is on my Patreon. Link is in the description box, or head over to patreon.com and search Remy Styrk. Thanks for watching.